All right, people, Stout Crusher here, and I'm back. Well, actually, I'm helping out a friend. He's a Polish guy. He created a game called Economy World, and he would like to have English speakers be able to understand the videos that he's made. So we're going to go ahead and help him out. Um, what we can do though is you click profile and you'll see your registration link if you want to invite someone. You can change your language here, which is very important because, again, it's Polish. You add your email right here, you confirm it, and your password for this account, not your email account. Okay. And then you can set your name. So we're going to go Stout Crusher. Um, what did I tell him? Period. YT. That will be my name. So if you want to come find me, come find me. All right. Oh, contain letters. Oh, okay. Does this work though? Hey, there we go. All right. So we're going to choose our country, and because we're English, we're going to choose the United States. Choose a city. Now, I forget there's a place because I've played the game for about 45 days. I already know kind of what I'm doing. But as you see, there's a bunch of cities. All right. But we're going to go. I want to say it's Baltimore. Or you know what? Let's go to Pennsylvania since I already set that all up. And I'll explain what I mean by set it up. Let's go. Do we want reading? Reading Pennsylvania. Trying to think of the towns in Pennsylvania because I'm not from there. Um, isn't Hey, look, I went to high school in Princeton, Texas. That's freaking hilarious. 2,000 population back then. Um, all right, I'm making this too difficult. Let's let's just go Baltimore. We're going Baltimore. Baltimore, Maryland. All right, so we'll be right there at Baltimore, Maryland. All right. Now, if you have this come up in Polish, this is essentially what it says. We are glad that you want to face the challenges we have prepared for you. This guide will take you through the introduction to the game. Don't skip it, and we will be able to show you how to avoid making rookie mistakes that will cost you dearly later. The game is very complex. I can vouch for that. And has many economic dependencies, is based on realistic economic assumptions and geography. Do you promise to go through the entire intro? I promise, and I won't give up. All right. So, first off, it wants you to enter industries, which is over here. Okay. So, we'll do that. We'll click OK. I'm going to close this. Hey, look, there's my actual character right there. We'll close that though. I don't know why it's saying I'm online. That's kind of interesting. All right. And then, so industries. And then if you forget what you're doing, you can always click it and it'll say go to build an industry. So build an industry. We'll click it again. Choose an industry sector. We recommend starting with plant production. Now, because it's tutorial, it's going to make you do this, okay, in order to get through it, which it's good. It gives you a good starting base and everything. So we're going to follow it exactly. We are building an industry. We recommend the simplest farm. So plant production farm. All right. So plant farm's the first one, and you can see what are available there. North America, we have cotton, which if you're getting into clothing industry, cotton is needed. So it's a good thing we're in America. But they have plantations, and then they have the orchards, and then you have the agricultural foil. Okay. So, but it said farm. So we're going to do farm, and it's only 20,000 US dollars. So, and we have 1,000,000. So let's go ahead and do that. Then you choose the city you want to build it in. We already have a garage in Baltimore, and you'll see this little blue ticker that allows you to build it right here in Baltimore. So we're going to place that right there. We're going to build time 1 minute. All right, so there we go. We're going. Now I have a daily bonus over here. It's every day you log in, you get a daily bonus. It's a roulette wheel. And I believe, I want to say it's the end of the month, you get a blue one. So today is the 30th, tomorrow's the 31st, and then the following day I should get a blue one. So let's go ahead and randomize, see what we get. Give me an engine. Give me an engine. Well, we got suspension. All right. Now, how we doing? Nope. Home, and then you. Okay, let's go through this real quick. Transport. Well, we'll get there. We'll do construction. We'll see how our construction's going. 15, 14. Yay! Let's get her done. All right. Hope everybody's day's going well, though. Mine's going pretty well. Another fun day. Should supposedly have a storm soon. We'll see if that happens. All right, and you notice we completed that first step. So enter industries. In the production line section, there's a button called management, 2 cogs. The factory you built, click on it. All right, so let's collect our reward though, because we like those. So we get a boost token fragment. So it's a fragment. 100 of these, or no, 32 of these will give you some stuff. We'll talk about that later, a little later. Industries, the double cog, it's over here on the right. So you click it, and what's it want us to do? Here we have all the goods we can produce. Look for flax, and then next to it, increase the speed to the maximum possible with the button up arrow for higher speed. Thanks to which our goods will produce faster. Okay. There might be some little language barriers, but it's all good. So here's flax. You can see it right here. So we'll speed that up, and then it'll pop up here. Anytime you click on one of these, it'll pop up to the top, so you don't have to keep scrolling down. All right, so we'll all the way up. Woo. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And you notice the timer down here is dropping, okay? So at level 1, it's an hour, okay? So it's an hour right here. We are going to get this every 4 minutes. That's awesome. Oh, and we completed that. I didn't even read the rest of that. Then we need to start the production line by hitting the green button. You can hit it here, or you can go back and you can hit this little one right there. So we'll hit that. Boom, and we are off. All right, so now what's it do? Now we are waiting for our first products in our company. They will appear in its warehouse. The warehouse will be right here, okay? And since we have about 3 minutes, let's go over something. The blueprint right here, you can hit that, and it will take you in here. It tells you how much the base value is per 1,000. Now you're creating 10,000 every time you create something. So it's actually $210 per 10,000. The type of vehicle you have to move the product. The type of ship, cargo ship or container ship. The storage it goes into will be the building, and the amount is 10,000, as I said, instead of 1. So, and these are all the different items that flax is part of. So it's quite a bit, but they get way more complex. All right, let's see how we're doing. Oh, and production time is 1 hour. It's up here in the top right for flax. And you get 1 construction point. That'll come in handy a little later when we get to that to explain it. It's complicated. Complicated is 1. Okay? So we have 2 minutes left. All right. Well, I guess we can go over a few things. Down here, you'll see the YouTube guides and languages. If you have a problem, you can watch videos. Mine are eventually going to be linked right there. So for our English players, and you can click profile if you have a problem, like with your currency. Your currency would be right here, or the country you start in will be right here. The languages is right here. How do you want your measurements? Well, we're gallons. We're American, so let's go gallons. We're also distance. We're not kilometers. We are miles because we got to be different. Now this is American in Polish. Okay, so this is American dollar. You can switch to all these different currencies, but just know that you have to be able to build in that country with that currency. So if you wanted to build in Europe, you need the euro. So you'll have to exchange your money through the bank down here. To You don't need all of it, but I mean some of this needs to be transferred over to euro to be able to build in Europe. Okay. Show vehicle images, show maps, show freight, um, and you can hide your information if you choose to. So it'll hide your industries, it'll hide your garages, it'll hide your vehicles, it'll hide your ports. Now, other players can't really see what you're building or producing, but there's a way you can find out. You'll hit someone's name and you come over here to achievements and it'll be up under here and you can kind of figure it out, but not totally. But yeah, so this is very in-depth game. I know it doesn't seem that way yet, but it's going to get there. All right, we got 30 something seconds. Uh and your first building that you build, regardless of what it is, will be level 15. It's free, so it's pretty nice. Because trying to get this to level 15 is very expensive, and I'll show you. So if we want to go up to 16, it's $34 million. It's outrageous. So don't even worry about going to 16. It's not worth it. All right, so we completed and it'll pop over here. Here we go. Now an important thing to do is set a limit. What it does is like your limit on your building right here for the building portion is 100,000. So if you do this 10 times, you're going to have a full storage in your building. Now there is cold storage, also 100,000, and silo, also 100,000. But because we're producing flax and we're going to be doing so very fast, we don't want to take away where we can't add anything else to the build cycle over here. So let's go ahead and set this to 50,000. Okay, and then you hit edit. And if you ever want to clear it, as you see the done up there, you hit clear and it'll say probably done over here as well. Well, we can do that real quick. So there you go. We cleared it and it says done as well. But if we want to edit it, yeah, you got to put in the amount. And then you hit edit and it'll save it. So when you come back out here, see our max is now 50,000. All right, so let's see what the next step is. Boom. Go to vehicle dealer. Select the type of vehicle. To transport flax, we need a curtain cider. And if you're ever curious what you need, it's right here again under blueprint, curtain cider. It's right there. So we'll go to vehicle dealer. We want the curtain cider. It's the second one right here. And we want this one. And what did it say? It said select the first truck, which is what the only truck available for you right now with your technology. From the list, it is the only one available. You can choose the body color of it. Now you can customize this thing all you want. You can change the back end. You want golden, boom, done. I kind of like this. I think it was this one. Yeah. And then spoiler. I personally don't want a spoiler. I mean, well, maybe. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Was it? I think it was the white I like. And then I personally like these rims. The blends, I forget what the blends is. Oh, okay. So it's that little bar right there. Black is the way to go on that. Bodywork. So what color do we want our vehicle? We'll go white. Let's go. Is it brown? No, it's dark brown, ain't it? That doesn't look right. You know what? Let's go red. No, that's too bright. Too bright of a red. We'll go green. Yeah, that's good. Looks like a milk truck. All right, and then you can do your mirrors. You can change them right here. I like version 2. Your lights, you can put extra lights on right there. Bumpers, I personally like, I think it was this. Nope. It was that one. The double bar. Windows, you can change the color of your windows. I yeah. No, we'll leave it normal. Searchlight, I want a searchlight. Antenna, put a CB radio antenna on there. Give us the horn right there. Thresholds, I don't know what that is. Stickers. Now you can add a little sticker if you're trying to identify your vehicle. We're going to go with the woman pilot too. So boom, now we got a tag. And it tells you you want to buy 10 of these. Okay, so let's go garage. The only garage we have is Baltimore. And we want 10. So there we go. So it's 10,000. So we'll buy that. Yes. Boom. So now we have vehicles. Now it says each vehicle needs 2 drivers to get on the road. Okay, so you go to vehicles. And as you see, we have no drivers. So it says enter vehicles at the top. You have a driver button. You can do it this way right here. You can do it this way and hire. Or you can just, for the vehicle you have, you can just do this and hire. And I'm going to tell you right now, it says to hire 2. Hire 4. Okay? Because your drivers are going to get tired. So you want 4. And then you can just click assign drivers. And there we go. We have 2 drivers now. Ah, speaking of the devil. All right. So enter the seasonal task. Select the first step available to you by clicking the take button. Select the city from which the distances will be calculated. Choose flax because we produce a heck of a lot of it at 4 minutes. Then you can change it if you get more expensive product appears in production, but you can't go back to the previous one. Okay, so you can't back out and then select another one. Then click on vehicles, which we'll get to. Let's go ahead and go seasonal task right there. And it said to click take. All right. Now, here's a quick thing. This price multiplier just keeps increasing. Okay. So every time, so instead of $210, because it was $21, right, per 1,000, so it's 210. Well, now it's 210 plus 5%, right? Because 100% would be 210. So you would add another 5% on top of that, which is what? Another $15. So instead of 210, it's 235. Okay. The quantity of raw materials, it only wants one type of raw material, and then it wants 100,000 of it. So that's going to take some time. Your distance is 0. The maximum distance is 13. That's the minimum distance was 0. And this is your price for completing this. 1 fragment of a wooden plain white token. Now those are handy. We'll get to the shop a little later, okay? So we're going to take that. We're going to select the city as Baltimore. Then you select the flax, right? Because that's what we're making. So don't mess up and select something else. You won't be able to do it. Okay, new task. Have you matched the products to make it easiest for you to complete the task? Yes, because we chose flax. All right, so here's all your information about it. Our storage right now is 20,000 because we're producing so fast. And I believe you have to choose that one. Then we're choosing flax. And yeah, here's our vehicle. You know, I've never done it this way, so let's go the other way. We're going to go vehicles, daily schedule, because this is how you'll assign everything after this. Okay. Add a task, seasonal product task. Now, if you don't have a seasonal product task like selected, taken, it's not going to show up here. So you hit choose, and there it is right there, 100,000 flax, and we're going to Glen something. I don't know where Glen something is. It should be really close. I don't know where it is. All right, so do until the goods run out. Okay, there we go. It's right down here, okay? And it doesn't tell you the distance. But then we're going to add something. We're going to add a return to base, okay? Because we're going one way, right? So we want a daily schedule. So there we go. We have it now it flipped around. All right. So we're having it go from the farm to Glenboro, Bernay. Okay. Okay, there you go. 16 kilometers, 10 miles. And then it's going to come back because of this. All right. So then we're going to hit start. And there we go. So there we go. Now it wants us to go into the garage. At the top, we have a build button. We choose a country, the city. Important that we recommend building your initial garages very close to each other, as this will help with quick transport between industries later on. All right, we'll explain that here in a minute. So it wants us to build a secondary garage. So you go over here, hit build. The country would be United States for us anyway. There's so many cities for it to pull up, so it takes it a minute. And then we want something really close, okay? But as I was saying, I want to come up here to Pennsylvania. So I want to come this way, okay? Wow, look at this. This is like a circle, man. They got a lot here. So we'll go right here. I don't know what that is. Lochran. So we'll go to Lochran, 6,000 to build it. We'll build that. All right. Now you will only complete this step at the second level of experience, the hat icon, which is right here. Okay, but we're going to increase this so where it goes faster. Let me show you a little trick. Okay, so we're going to go to the garage. Once it built, well, actually, we'll do this one. So we're going to go parking spots. We're going to level up, and so this automatically takes it to 11. Now, if you wanted to go one at a time, that's how you do it. But if we want to set it to auto build to the next, we're going to go all the way to 30, okay? And we're going to set a goal. So once it's done building level 11, it's automatically going to go all the way down to 30, and you see the price increases as you go. All right. So we're going to get that going. Let's check out our reward. So we've done 30,000 out of 100,000 we've produced. So we get a vehicle upgrade point. Another cool thing to have. All right, so we'll collect that. Now, oh, I didn't want vehicle. I want garages, that one. So there we go. You can see the yellow shows you that it's trying to complete that. This shows you, this icon shows you that it's building currently. Okay, we're not going to do anything else yet because it's part of the tutorial. So we'll wait on that. But we do have the second garage built. Enter industries. And then it wants you to do the textile. And that's where you're going to have the problem, textile. When you go to the level 2, it requires the hat, and I can show you that right here. So textile is going to be right here. But you see the requirement right there, level 2. Now we could go ahead and build mines, gravel pits. We can do all that right now if you wanted, but you only have X amount of money. So I recommend you just do the tutorial to learn how to play. I mean, it's easy enough to watch me do it, but when you go through it, of course, it's a different kind of learning. So hands on. So we're just waiting. Seasonal task. What are we at? See, we're only like one load in. It takes forever. Takes forever. So you want multiple vehicles doing this. But if your industry is only producing one or 10,000 per hour, it doesn't matter how many vehicles you throw on because you're going out and returning faster. So time left is 56, 55, and this is one way, right? So it's taking the flax there. So this will be our second load. And then once it completes, we'll see how long this trip actually is. I think it said 10 miles, but we'll verify it, and it's also going to tell you how long it takes, how much time it takes. Now, real quick, we'll go over some upgrades, okay? This is called a tier upgrade. You do not want to do that to a level 1 vehicle, and I would recommend you don't do it until you get to the big rigs. At least, at the earliest, the big rigs, because you're going to go through these vehicles so fast and upgrading and everything. You're not going to want this vehicle very long. This is the number of vehicles that are assigned to it. So let's click that. You can add more to it, which is probably what we should do so we don't need more drivers. But we're still waiting on the garage to finish building. But this is Fast Vehicle Dealer, and I'll show you how to work this here in a second. So let's return back. This is basically your tonnage or your vehicle, raising the vehicle level using vehicle upgrade points. Now for 10 of them, you need 100. But what it does is it increases your capacity from 10,000 to 20,000. So you're basically doubling the vehicle. So if the vehicle was a 20,000, you would double it to 40,000 just with 100 vehicle points. But you get these back. So you can do vehicle upgrade points to apply them, or you can return them at any time. And it says right here, vehicle upgrade points are refunded when deleting a vehicle. That means scrapping it or selling it. Okay. And the same thing applies for the gear icon here. We are upgraded. Base model is 5 out of 10. If you click that, now you heard me say I wish it was an engine upgrade point, right? Well, we need 20 of those, but what it does is it increases the speed by 2% per tier. But again, we don't want to mess with the tier of this vehicle. It's not worth it. We did get a suspension, but we need 10 of them. But what that does is it also increases speed by 2%. So you have a total of 4% with this level of vehicle, okay, that you can increase the speed. This is also speed, again, 2%. Okay, so now we're at 6. All right, here's fuel consumption. All right, so fuel consumption, you can drop it by 1%. And then the fuel tank, the capacity, you can increase it by 2%. And again, these are refundable when you scrap it as well. Okay, so feel free to use your points on this icon and this icon. I call this the tonnage icon and the gear icon. Those two are refundable. As long as you have the points, you can do it. This one you do not get back. No matter what you do, you can sell the vehicle. You won't be allowed to scrap it. You have to sell it, but you won't get this point back. All right, let's collect our rewards, see what we're at now. Oh, the vehicle garage build. We got another boost token. Okay. Let's see how our garage is doing. We're at 16. We're getting there. We're getting there. It takes when you're in lower levels, it takes a minute per parking space. Okay. Now these parking spaces are for the vehicles. Please don't confuse it with this one. This one says for trailers. Okay. We're not there yet. We're dealing with small vehicles. And this is your mechanic, this is your fuel tank, this is how much tonnage the vehicles in this garage can move. Okay? So we're just waiting on this to complete. So, yeah. But I think it's a very interesting game. Look at that. We're almost at capacity already. But that's why I said we're about to get another vehicle online, another stack of 10. So we'll end up with 20,000 of them. 4 minutes, and our garage is sitting at 17. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to vehicle because I want this to stop. Okay, I want this to stop at home. So we're going to go to daily schedule, and we're going to make this inactive. Okay, so that means it's no longer going to take off to go there, but it is going to return home. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And we'll go back to our vehicle and we'll check that out. But yeah, I think it looks pretty neat. The sad thing is right now in the vehicle dealer, once you're past level 1 vehicles, level 2 and on, you can't customize it. So I personally would not take the time of customizing your vehicle until it's added to all of them. So where you can, make them nice and different. And if I recall, they are red. They are red when you buy them from the higher tiers. This one starts off as what was that, like a teal color? Oh, and right here, you can see that tier I was talking about. The max level of tiers two for all of these vehicles. So it's really not worth it because you're going to go through these vehicles real quick. And as you go up, well, let's go to the curtain cider. Back curtain cider because that's a vehicle we know. So it increases, right? So you have 1,000. Well, the next one goes to 1,100. So okay, I mean you're moving 100 more times 10. You're moving 1,000 more cargo at a time. So now you only need what, nine? Well, nine's not going to give you enough, right? So you're still stuck at 10. That's still 10. That's still 10. I want to say it's right here where you're down. No, maybe it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. Right here starts where you don't need 10 anymore. You can be at 9, right? Is that right? 8, carry the 1. Yeah, 10,800. So I don't even recommend ever getting this vehicle. If you want to upgrade, you don't need to. This vehicle is going to do fine for now, but the speed is the same, so that's not what matters. What matters is the number of gallons. But if you're doing little short runs, you don't need your gas tank to be that big. And you also don't need the 30 miles per gallon to go to 32 for doing the same job this one's doing. I understand it's one more parking spot, but I mean, in the beginning, it's not really worth it to in my experience. So let's go back to not industries, vehicles, garages. Okay, garages. We're at 20 now, so I can add 10 to this. So let's check where our vehicle is. And we got to wait for the return as well. So, all right, we didn't time that out at all. Oh, but we were going to see how long it takes to get back anyway. So we'll do that. I think I got sidetracked, you know. But okay, happy hour, you might notice down here is 4 hours and 41 minutes away. That would put us at, would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 p.m. Central, because that's where I am. I'm in Central. So at 8 p.m. Central, happy hour starts. And what that does is there's a multiplier to how much money you make per contract that you create, which we'll get into after this. Oh, okay. So time left is 2 minutes. That's to unload. Okay, because you see it's sitting there. It's not doing anything. So it's unloading the cargo from the back of the truck. Going to take 2 minutes on that. Oh man, is this, that looks different, does it not? 49, 52. Oh no, wait, it was this one. 30 miles per gallon, and our vehicle is 49 miles per gallon. That might be because we're a rookie, so we're getting benefits. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And the same with this right here, 40 miles per hour. I'm pretty sure it was 40 straight up. Oh, 65. So wait. Okay, that is going to be based on these guys down here, these drivers. They're only at 50% experience. Okay, so they're new, they're learning how to do the clutch and the gear and everything. So you're not going to be at 60 miles per hour yet. So that's going to be determined by how many miles that these two drivers put. And you can check out your other drivers by hitting drivers. So these drivers have already taken it, so they're changing automatically at this garage because that's where the vehicle is stationed. So every time that vehicle comes back, and these drivers are better, have more stamina than these two, they'll switch out. But you can see they're all at 149 out of 150. So they're not going to switch out until these drivers right here are 150 or these two drop to 148. Okay. But this is the total miles for us, miles, not kilometers. This is the total miles that those two drivers have driven, and that's what determines the experience. So the more road miles each driver has, the higher experience they are going to get, which means the higher driving ability they have to do 60. Okay. So you really want your drivers to learn fast and to skill up. So you want the vehicle constantly moving all the time. Okay, so now, oh, we are back. Okay, so there we are. So what we can do, okay, you click up here on the manage icon, and then right here it says buy and join. If you already had a stack of vehicles that you want to add to this one, you hit connect and it'll show you both vehicles. Okay, and if you ever want to disconnect them, use this button right here to disconnect. But the vehicle has to be stationary and at your garage. Okay, so we're going to buy and join, and it's automatically going to choose the color scheme. Okay, and you could hit your target here, but why when you can just come down here and hit, oh, we're going to buy 10 more, right? Um, Here you can quickly purchase the same vehicle. It will be added to a convoy, but if the convoy has level points applied, they will be removed. That would be the two other ones that I said were removable. But we want 10 vehicles, right? So we're going to buy and join those. All right. So now, boom, there we go. We got 20 vehicles, 20,000 capacity. So we're going to do this a little faster. We're at only at 80 right now. So now we're going to do it in 4 trips. Okay. So we need to go back to daily schedule and we need to make this active. Okay. And then because you just made it active, you want to start the trip over, okay? And then that's going to take that vehicle. And you still only need two drivers, regardless of the number of vehicles. You only need two drivers, but it has to be two. But as you can see here, our vehicle stack is now 20. Our capacity is 20,000. The mileage did not change, or miles per hour did not change, but the miles per gallon went up too. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it went up. I don't know. But if you notice right here, this icon looks ironically like a repair icon. This is how much wear and tear is on the vehicle. The further we go in the tutorial, it'll eventually get us to a mechanic, and it'll eventually get us to the fueler. So I'm not that's why in the garage right here, we did not do the mechanic or the fuel yet, because I know it's the end of this and I don't want to mess it up and have to buy another one. Okay. So seasonal task. Look at this. Resources to be delivered. Flax is 60,000 left. And if you look right here, we have the percentage left. If you're ever curious, how much is on the way would be 20, and how much have you already done? 20 right there. Our storage at the base we chose, which is Baltimore for me, and so it's 30 is sitting there. And I imagine that every time we get back, well, at least this next time we get back, I'm going to be able to pull 20 and then 20 again without an issue. It'll be that last load that's going to be the issue. So, but I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and stop right here, and I'm going to not make you wait for me to finish all this, and we'll come back. All right. All right. Well, we're back because I realized we're about to hit hat two. We're at 80%, 40, 40 out of 50. And here's why I'm back with 20% left. Experience is gained by sending cars on a route with goods. 1 cent car is one experience point. If we send a car convoy consisting of 3 vehicles, it provides 3 experience points. Well, if you recall, we were upgrading the garage, right, to 30. Well, when it came back, I did again the pause, right? And then I added 10 more to it. So now we're at 30, or 30,000 cargo, right? So once it gets there in 3 minutes, we're going to hit hat 2. So yeah, I came back to show you what happens when you hit hat 2. And then if we go to industry, we already have 20,000 sitting here for our final trip, and we're about to have 30,000. So that's why I did the upgrade to 30 on the garage, was to get it so where we can just knock this out. If you noticed the time down here, that was like 10 minutes ago, right? When I left y'all. So that's the fastest way to do this, is get this to 30 and just keep upgrading your vehicle count here by adding more vehicles to it. Now I could have made 3 stacks of 10, but you would need 2 drivers per, so that'd be 2, 4, 6 drivers, and you want some people for them to rest, right? So you would probably have 4 plus 4 plus 4, so you'd have 12 drivers instead of 4. So having the least amount of drivers doing the task is the best way to go. And you'll see that later when you run into an issue with the number of drivers you're allowed to have. If you noticed right here, because of my freedom level, the first number, right? My max vehicles is 50. So I can only have 20 more vehicles. But if you come over here to drivers and click that, this is going to tell you the number of drivers. So we only have 4, right, out of 40. But if we did it the other way, we'd be sitting here at, what I say, 12? 12 out of 40 just from one stack, or, well, just from our vehicles at our first garage, but we need all these drivers. That's where I've had issues in the past is I would spread out so much that I had so many drivers, and you don't want to do that. It's so it's better to do it this way and just make the stack bigger rather than spread it out. So there we go. We hit hat 2. Let's collect our reward. We got a boost token for, oh, that's for following the recipe. You have to do this 10 times per day. And it, for all the different products you're making eventually, you'll do this in like a matter of a couple of minutes. So we'll collect that. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look at that. We've made 100,000 flax. We've produced it. So we get an engine upgrade point. Yes. I love those. They seem to be harder to come by than the other ones. All right, so we'll go back to our vehicle, see where we're at. Is that it for my seasonal task? No, that was okay. So we have 30% left. So one more route and we'll be done. And you notice our money's getting kind of low. We only have 85,000 left. So we want this, the freedom, to go up. And the way you gather these, okay, if you, so we're at 100 out of 150. If you go back to industries and you remember the blueprint, it's this number right here. But understand it's times 10, right? Because it's 1,000 gives you 1 point. So we're making times 10 that. So this is 10 points per production. And we're producing at, I think it was what, 4 minutes? So every 4 minutes we're getting 10 points. So pretty soon we'll hit level 2 of freedom. And what that does, if you click right here on levels of freedom, it gives you the whole breakdown. So we'll then, because we're the beginner, and you started with 10 million, but you're up here, right? Essentially level 0. So think of this as a level behind. Okay, so you'll get this amount of money when you go to freedom 2. Okay, and this will be your reward for completing freedom 2. You'll get 20 million, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's how it works. So it's not, oh, well, you're beginner, you got that. No, you got 10 mil. 10 million was up here. Okay. And then our hat levels, if you follow here, it'll say your technology tier points don't change, your construction don't change, your car speed. That's what's changing. And ships, but we're way off from ships, so you need level 6 freedom. But we'll get there. We'll get there because I'm gonna take y'all through about a month of this because notice we're at the end of the month, so we're going to get a reward for the end of the month for the ranking down here, and then I'm going to show you after a month of progress what reward we could get. Okay, or we got, because we're going to get there. And you notice your driver limit also goes up from 56 to 72. Okay. And if we go back to the vehicles, yeah, and you hit drivers, now we're at 56. So that's how this works. And if you notice, there's a +0 out of 770 for freedom levels. That's at little crown. So when you go to the next level in freedom, you get an addition to 56 plus whatever this number is. So that'll be your total right here. Okay. So that'll be nice. But that's how you get more drivers, is both of these working together. This is your main number, and this is a little plus, okay? Gives you a little bit more. Vehicles, see what we're doing. 6 minutes. Again, because we gained a level, our timer went down, right? So instead of it being a 10 on car speed, we're now a 9. So it's taken longer to do this route. So that's that's how it works. And let's go ahead and actually show you. If you click user levels up here, you can see all the breakdowns for the levels. So you're not going to the base mount until boom, 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 right here, level 23. So we have a long way to go before we're technically out of noob status, where you get no bonuses. Okay. But I mean, you see that we have technology tier points. It's 46. That's an addition. Oh, speaking of tech, you know what? Don't forget to do this. It's not in the tutorial, and I don't know why. But click headquarters. It takes you to here. You'll see this is your personal headquarters. The only way to increase or to build these things is you have to have bars. So these are platinum bars up here, gold bars here, and then copper bars are here. Okay. And as you see, let's go to, yeah, we'll do vehicle route. So your vehicle route, so you'll reduce your timer by 1%. If you're doing a 600-mile journey, 1% is what, 6 miles? I think I'm right. You know what? Let me pull out the calculator real quick because I mean, that sounds right. Math, you know, times point 0.1. Huh? Oh, no, 0.01. Yeah, so I'm right. 6 miles. So, yeah. So it reduces it essentially by 6 miles, therefore reducing the amount of time on that route. So this is like one of your most important thing for long hauls. If you're wanting to go across country, this headquarters building is the most important one for you. Now, production over here reduces your percent too, okay, for producing the item. So if it took an hour, now it's going to take what, 60, it takes 60 seconds times 60, 3,600, 3,600. So minus what, 36 seconds? So each percent takes off 36 seconds per uh, 1 hour. It adds up. It adds up. But they get more expensive as you increase these buildings as well. So you want to focus on the building that matters to you most. But these bars are given by chests and by ranking awards. Okay. Um, but we'll get to all that. But you go to technologies. The very first one you want to do is engines. They pretty much go in order. You want level one, level one, level one, level one, level one. And this one will be level one, but you need user level 5. Won't be a problem when you get there because this is a day. Takes a day. So 2, 3, 4, 5. On your day 6, you should definitely be at user level 5. So this should be unlocked, and then this one should be unlocked. And then you bounce back to engine and gearbox. And what that will do is that will allow you to buy any of these vehicles right here, which are starting vehicles. Okay. And you click technology and you'll see it's the engine, the gearbox, and then the suspension, tires, running system, ABS, and ESP. So you have to have these technologies to unlock this. Okay. Let's go back to seasonal tasks, see where we're at. Vehicles. 1 minute. 1 minute remaining. Let's go. But the seasonal tasks, they take forever, and as you can see, there's a bunch of them, and I'll explain what it does. I mean, you can see you get rewards. You get rewards, and of course the rewards are getting higher the further down you go, right? But when you look way down here, right, level 50, your price multiplier 350%. So remember how we're getting 210, right? Now this is base price 210. You would get 350% of 210. That's amazing, especially when you talk about higher tier production items. Now the quantity of raw materials is 25. So yeah, it goes up. So it gets more and more difficult as you go up, and the amount of each resource is 5 million. That takes a long time to get. So I mean, you saw we just got what 100,000 with flax at 4 minutes. This is going to take forever to do, and your minimal complexity of the recipe is 1,000 points. That you're not going to be able to do for a while. And the distance increases, the minimum and the maximum, but the reward, a white boost token. I mean, that's pretty nice. But you're not going to get here, at least not in the first month. Well, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. We'll see what I can do. Cuz I don't know. I think the highest recipe I've been able to manage is 100, over 100. So this would probably be the highest you could get in 1 month of playing. Because the next one is 500. So level 39 is probably your max. But look at that, 295% of 210. I mean, and of course you get all these points all the way up. But this means any item that you produce and you turn around and sell it, you're going to get the 295% multiplier on top of it. So you more than doubled, almost tripled. No, triple is 200. So this is almost what, quadruple the price, your base price. So that's amazing. So these are handy, but it wouldn't do me any good to do this at the end of a month. You want to do this at the beginning of a month, and you want production to be focus driven. So at least all the way up to here, level 9 is wait, where's the complexity? Is that the complexity? No. Okay, complexity doesn't take effect until level 10. Okay, so these, you want to use level 1 items, but even if you sit here and you ran flax this whole time, 145%. So that's pretty nice. But your distance does keep increasing, okay, as you see here. The distance keeps increasing, so it takes longer and longer. And that's why a stack of 30 vehicles helps when you're pulling 30,000, 30,000 items away. That really helps at a time. All right. And I believe we're done. We're done, right? Yep. So let's go ahead and let's make sure we follow the tutorial. Okay. It wants us to do the textile industry. So let's go ahead, click OK. Industries. We're going to go to build. We're going to textiles right here. So now we can build that because we're hat 2. And it says we choose another industry. We have to match it to what we already have, right? So our first product is flax. Now, so it's saying build the spinning mill. So if you come in here though, and you look at your blueprints, okay, it wants flax for that. It wants flax for that one. And then if you notice, this is a sewing thread and a linen fabric. And we'll click that blueprint, and this wants linen fabric and sewing thread to produce the linen sack. And look at the price, right? 220. So that's really 2,200. So that's what, 10x your product of flax. So that's how you increase your profits. You just keep going up. Now notice the timer up here is 3, but look at our points. You get 9, 10x, right? So 90. You get 90 points every time you finish this, but it takes 3 hours. So we're going to look at that here in a minute. So we're going to build the spinning mill as it says. And of course, we're going to build it where we already put that garage, if you remember. Maybe. All right, if you end up with an issue like that, just hit this button, hit the name of the game, and it will reload, okay? If you have that issue where it's hung up. All right, so many cities. Oh, our garage is right here. So we're going to click that blue right next to our garage. And we don't have the money. No. And we don't have the money because we're not. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Okay, so industries, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we're going to have that money, right? Because then we'll get 10 points because it's 1 point, right? Times 10. So we'll end up at 150. So we're about to hit that. So there you go. You get to watch what happens when we level up. Mm. And we'll be at full capacity. Oh, so that worked out. So yeah. But very complex game. If you like logistics and production and trading with other players, which is right here. So that I mean, you can talk to people here that are in the game, and if you look down here, we have 204 players are active right now. So there's quite a few people playing, but you could sit here and get your trades going. So let's say someone needed flax, right? And they had a store. That's the important part. They have to have a store for you to be able to trade. You can actually, or no, you had a store. Yeah, you'd have to have the store to sell to them, but you could buy if you needed. If you needed something in your production line and you weren't making it, you could buy it. So we'll finish this up here in a minute and then we'll go and build that spinning mill. Okay. And of course, it says choose your country, US, choose the city, which we already know because of that garage it had us build, right? So we'll get this done here in a minute. And yeah. Oh, speaking of stuff available for sale, the player exchange right here is what other players are selling. So you'll see there's not very many products being sold. And if you look at them, they're a different country. These are Europe. This is the euro, and this is Poland. Okay, PLN is Poland. Poland money. I don't know the actual name of it, but yeah. So that's the products other players are selling, and that's how you purchase from other players. But of course, you're not in these countries, so it would do you no good to buy these items from these other players in a country that's way far away from you until way later in the game when you have a port and you're able to bring that product back home. Okay. Oh, there we go. We got it. So let's you see it's flashing gold. So you click on it and it says attention. This option only saves time for ranking, which is 1 hour and 10 minutes. Right. It does not reset your account. It does not level up. It is required to increase the difficulty of the level. Okay. So we'll save that. You must first save a level to move on to the next one, which allows you to have a larger vehicle limit on limited time worlds. The save time will count towards the Hall of Fame. Um, that's coming in September. Okay. So we'll do that. And then you notice this option now, right? But we didn't get our increase of money. Well, if you want your increase of money, you need to accept the next level. So there we go. We'll set the next level of freedom. And boom, we got our 10 million, right? All right. So now we can go back to industries and we can go to build and we textile and then spinning mills. So now we can build it. Now that we got money. It's always nice to have money, right? Oh, come on. So there we go. We're zooming in to our garage there. And if you ever have a question about where it is, you can look at your garage and make sure you're in the right place. And then hit build, 1 minute timer. Okay, we can go to home and we'll check our vehicle. So you notice we're at 131 miles, right? And then we go to drivers. Well, they've done 67 miles. That's interesting. But they've both done 67, right? So let's see, is that? No, that's 134, isn't it? Yeah. Huh. 134. Interesting. But it should be close. It should be close. So, but yes, and notice our vehicle's just sitting here. So we want this industry to hurry up. We can go to home, construction. Oh, it says it's done. Sure, it's yeah, finished now. All right, let's click this. Go to the next step. We want to enter vehicles. Let's select the car for the schedule. Add task, transport of raw materials. We choose a company. Okay, so this is telling us to move the goods, okay, with our 30 stack, right? But we're not going to use 30 stack. We're going to go vehicles, and I'm going to show you how to split them, okay? So we're going to go up here to the manager thing, and we're going to disconnect, right? Now, how many vehicles do we want? We want to disconnect 20, okay? And I'll explain why here in a little while. So we'll separate those. So now this stack is 10. And if you go to vehicles, now we have another stack of 20 without a driver, right? But remember, you have 4 here. But now we need more drivers because they're all taken, right? So you can go back to drivers and you can click hire right here. So we're going to hire 4 so those drivers can rest, right? So there we go. We have 4 more drivers. So we have 8 here in Baltimore. All right. So now they have something to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the original 10 and we're going to do what this says, right? So we're going to, let's select the car by clicking schedule. Okay, schedule. And then at the top, right, it says add a task. So we're going to do that. And then it says transport, right? We have a list of possible tasks. We are looking for transport of raw materials. Okay, so we'll choose that one. Now you're taking the flax to the next level. Okay, so you want to choose this one. And then it removes that option, right? Because you're coming from there and this is our destination, right? And then it wants you to choose how much, right? Only the goods, a full vehicle. It wants you to select full vehicle. So we'll do full vehicle, which will be 10,000 anyway, and we'll save it. Okay. And now we go to the next step. Because we did choose a farm, we're not going to have an issue, and we chose a spinning mill, we're not going to have an issue with what this is saying. So enter industries, management, again, the gear, right? So industries. Oh, wait, we didn't start the vehicle though. Oh, wrong one. It's this one. You want to start it. Oh, oops. Priority up. There you go. Stop. Start from the beginning. There we go. All right. Industries. Again, we're going to click and notice we got 10. So this is a level 10 building. This one was 15. So this is going to be handy for us. And you notice the incoming right here, flax. Flax is coming here, right? So we want to hurry. And it wants us to do management, click add. So we'll go to the gear. Now we're going to click add because if you remember, this said it needed flax, this one needed flax, but this one needed both of these, right? So we're going to make a production line. So we're going to add, we're going to call it linen sack. Works for me because that's what it's making. And then I know it goes through it all, but what we're going to do is we're going to add, we're going to select our product. The first product it makes, you want to make on this particular item is a sewing thread. We're going to click add. Then we're going to come over here to add a blueprint to the product line. And then we're going to select the linen fabric, right? That was the two items that it needed. It needed these two items to make the third item. So we're going to click that, click the linen sack, and we're going to add. So it will make this one, then it will make this one, and then it will make this one. All right. So you can go click factory and that'll take you back to the beginning. But what we also want to do is we want maximum speed, right? So let's go back in there and we'll, if you notice, it's right here, right? So 2 hours, 2 hours, and 3 hours. But we want to speed this up, right? So we're going to take all our 10 levels and we're going to put it all into this. Let's go, let's go. So there we go. Can't go any faster. But notice this timer, right? 2 hours, right? 2 hours and 3 hours. Well, now we're at 12 minutes, 12 minutes, and 18 minutes. What is that? That's 24 plus 18, 40, 50, right? Is that 50? Sounds good to me. All right. So factory. All right. So we set our timer. Maximum speed. Once we have this 3 product line, click start cycle for greater storage, and it's going to tell you right here how to set it. Okay, so we'll hit start first, get it going. Right? Is it going? Oh, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on the flax to get here. Okay. Well, let me show you a little trick. Okay. So this is telling you to set the linen at 40,000 and set the bags to 40,000. That leaves 20,000 for semi-finished products because when this item finishes, it needs to sit somewhere. When this item finishes for that split second, it needs to sit somewhere before they both go to this, right? So if you click right here, manage, okay, you can set your items right here. You can also change where they are. And I personally like, because flax is what we're receiving to create the other things. And the first item I'm making is sewing thread. The second item is linen fabric, and this is how I like mine set up. But we're going to switch this to 40,000, right? Because that's what it said, and it wanted linen sack at 40,000, right? So there we go. We have those two set, and we don't have to wait on it to produce the item. But these two aren't set, but you don't want more sewing thread and more linen fabric. So what we're going to do is we're going to set these at 10,000, right? So there you go. So 40 plus 40 is 80, 90, 100. So there you go. You're fully leveled out for that 100,000 of your storage. If you want to increase your storage, it's right here, this button right here, build a storage. And it's going to cost you $305,000. So it gets pricey, but there's no reason for us to do that right now. So we're just waiting for the product to get here. Let's go to vehicles. It says, oh, a minute. Okay, I can deal with that. But now, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. See, this increased 131. Now we're at 137, right? Because this was stack. So for every mile you travel, wear and tear on your vehicle, but experience for your drivers. So, yeah. All right, it's almost here. Let's go back into industries and then we're going to wait on it to get here. Now, because I clicked it's red outline like that, it means as soon as a product gets here, it's going to automatically start producing. And this is not producing because this one is full. But we're going to fix that. Come on. I think it's delay, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go to industry. There we go. So it's already going. 11 minutes left out of the 12 minutes there. And now where are we at? Enter the seasonal quest, select the first step available, click the take, choose linen bag, so seasonal. And you notice level one's no longer here, but we need to collect our reward. And now we can take level two. So take level two, and it said use the linen sack. And we are correct, linen sack. And yes. So there we go. We now have a linen sack going. And then click on your vehicles, look for the curtain cider. So the same thing as the first one, but I'm not going to make y'all sit here while we do all that. So I'll be back. All right. Well, um, I got interrupted. So let's go ahead and go over this real quick because this actually says choose a linen bag and then click on vehicles, look for curtain cider, click schedule, add seasonal production, and execute until product runs out. Then you complete this. You don't actually have to sit here and wait for this whole thing to finish. So what I did though is I went ahead and upgraded this to 20. And actually, let's go back to industries, verify, right? Although I think I just read that it did say curtain cider. Okay, so we want curtain cider, but we want 20 of them. Oops, from the vehicle dealer. So 20 of them. And you can do all that if you want. But again, it's only the level 1 vehicles you can customize. So there we go. We're going to go buy 20. All right. And then garages. So there we go. No. Hello. There's that one's at Baltimore. Where'd my 20 cars go? We'll hit refresh. Nope. I don't have my 20 cars. Oh, there they are. So what's going on with this? Oh, there. Okay, there we go. We got them. All right. So again, we're going to only hire 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 drivers, right? Then we click back, meaning we can assign them right there. And then it kicks us back to this one. And then we need to set it for seasonal product because we already did select all the stuff before I took off real quick. So we want 200,000 of them. This is going to take a long time, folks. A long time. But if you notice right here, we just hit a new day, and I wanted to show you this as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it says now we need to go to the garage and hire a mechanic using the hammer. Okay. So we'll get to these two things in a bit. So garage. Now this is our first towns. So mechanic. Level up. And you don't need to level it up higher, really. All it does is increase the repair speed, but it costs you more. So, yeah, don't really need to do that. Now it wants us to do the same thing, but to the fuel. This is exactly why I put it off. Now, what I always do with the fuel is I take it to 40 for one vehicle, so I don't have to maintain it every day. But I go to 50 or 5 for two vehicles because I have two stacks because we split them, right? So that will build all the way up. And now we are finished with the tutorial. It says join a company if you can, right? But first, what we're going to do, we're going to come over here. We're going to collect our reward. That's our points for doing the linen sack. Well, sewing thread, linen fabric, and linen sack. One vehicle upgrade points for each. Sounds good to me. All right. And then we have another reward. Oh, because it's a new day. So because it's a new day, we now complete this again. And if you look right here, here's follow the recipe at the factory. We're 1 of 10 already, and we didn't do anything really because it's automatically doing it. And this should count as 1. This should be 1. This should be 1. And this should be 1. I think. It's either going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it's going to be 2. But this is every 4 minutes. So you're going to get through that in 40 minutes all by itself. So, but let's go ahead and click our daily bonus. And like I said, you'll get a roulette token. And you spin it. Engine! Ah, we got an engine. All right. And you can click this right here, this little wallet icon. And we can see how many we have. So we have boost token fragments is 4. Engine upgrade points is 2. Our experience is currently 120, which is this one, the hat. Fragment of a wooden plain white token. Suspension upgrade. Vehicle upgrade points. So we could actually, if we only had 5 vehicles, right? We could upgrade that 5 and make it seem like 10. So that's what this does. Because it would take, for 5 vehicles, it'd take 50 points. So we'd have 4 left over if we did that. But it would, that 5 stack of vehicles with this upgrade would be able to transport 10,000 material. So it's handy. Bank. Okay, we'll go over this real quick. You can change your currencies. Remember how I said if you wanted to do another country, to build in another country, this is where you select the correct dollar amount. So say I wanted euros. Now it's going to tell you that this amount, 100,000, will give you 83. I do not recommend using exchange all. And there is a commission fee. So don't do little numbers, you can change this, okay, if you needed more. You can change it if you needed more. Do that. Don't just do 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. You're paying a fee for no reason. All right. And then let's go ahead and go to the shop, okay? Checks checks are these things right here. You can speed up timers with this, and you can also open your own business with checks. But you need more than 500, okay? But this does require cash to purchase. Vehicles. So if you wanted, say, a rig, if you had the technologies, you could buy them for checks, okay? But you don't have the technologies, and if you did, why do you need checks? So I wouldn't do this, but here's the thing, right? Tier 5. Remember how the vehicle is only a tier 1 max? Oops, vehicle dealer. Tier 1, right? And it can go up to, well, tier 1. But you can do the 1 upgrade and it'll be tier 2, and that's it. That's as high as it goes. But if you come over here to the trailer, right? It says maximum level is 2. Well, at the shop, these are special vehicles. Even the curtain cider, right? Level 1, level 1. You don't need this. You don't need this, folks. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you. But it is double, okay, and it does go faster. So there is that. But if you wanna throw the money, go ahead. Chests, these are what you get at the end of the month if you rank. Okay, we'll go over ranking in a minute. But if you rank, you get handed one of these, and you can actually open it and get the rewards, right? Without having to purchase it. The other way you purchase it is by doing these tokens right here. So remember how I said we have two, four. No, this one. Fragment of a wooden plain white token, we have one. Okay. If you had 100 of those fragments, you get one wooden plain white token, which would give you a wooden plain white chest. Because there's the price. Okay. Now, personally, my RNG is never good. So the odds of me getting any of this is not likely. The odds of me getting this is every time. So what I do is I save my points for the purple one. So I keep buying them and buying them and buying them, well, in the token area, in the tokens. I keep upgrading the token until I get to this one, wooden ordinary purple token. So it takes a lot to get there, but once you get there, you have a better chance of getting what you want, because notice this is 50%, but it's also 100 vehicle upgrade points, whereas this is 1. Okay, but you have a way better chance of getting a bar to build in your headquarters, because you need these bars to upgrade your headquarter buildings. And this is so low of a percent that I personally will never get it. So, and then you go to the rare boxes and it's the same thing, only here with the purple wooden rare, you have no chance of vehicle upgrade points. It is just straight up bars. But notice the copper bar is gone. But here you have 25% chance of getting the copper. Here, it's the good stuff. This is the most prized item you can get right now. And then you have all these. These are Wooden Epic White tokens, which I haven't seen these tokens. So I'm not sure how to get those. And it's probably going to be part of the reward system for either ranking or the seasonal maps that are starting in September. Premium account levels. Later on, we'll go over this. You do not need these right now. So save your checks. You don't need these. It is a period of time, it's a period timer of 30 days that you get this. But at level 10 freedom, you have to have this top one. You have to have this to go to level 11 and higher. And then at a certain point, it switches to this one. And then the last one is this one to be the highest level in the game. Okay, so save your checks, and you can get these items when you need them rather than buying them now. Okay, vehicle upgrade points. You can spend checks to buy these. I don't recommend it. There's ways to get them. Boosts. Boost are the boost token fragments. if you buy this one, right? Because 10, well, this one gives you 2, that's 20, but this is a discount. This is 30, that's a discount. This is 40, that's a big discount. Buy this one. Buy this one, folks. And it'll give you 4 of them. And then you can turn around and do this one right here, 4 white boost tokens, which is what this is. Gives you 4, gives you 200%. Okay? For the day. For the day, people. And the red ones are only from the ranking missions, as far as I know. Or the ranking at the end of the month. Let's go over that real quick. So, level of freedom. This is going to be your beginner. So, right now, so you're not even here yet. Um, if we look, well, I should be here now. Yeah, here I am. I'm right there. I'm not last. So there we go. We're 64. But tomorrow, remember, tomorrow's the end of the day or the end of the month. So we will be rewarded. And if you click right here, it says awards. I'm obviously none of these, but a consolation prize for everybody that's not 15 or higher. You get a wooden plain white car box. So what is a wooden white plain car box? Oops, wrong thing. That would be a chest. Wooden plain white car box. You get 1 tier point. But it's a tier point, those things that you don't get back, you know? So there you go. You got a tier point. 1 to 2. And the red one is 2 to 4. So these things are real nice. The purple one, 6 to 12. And then, you keep going. Goodness. They get better. They get better. And legendary. Look at that. 30 to 60. You could upgrade a 3 stack of vehicles or a 6 stack, depending on how many you got. So those are real nice rewards. So you want to place every month, you want to place in the rankings so you get these awards, these blue card boxes, because that's where your tier boxes are, or tier points are. Okay? And let's see. Because I restarted again and again and again. Let's see where we're at. There I am. I'm 44. Oof. And I'm only right there, 879. But I literally just restarted 3 days ago, something like that. So, yeah, there we go. And let's see, is there anything else I think we need to touch on? Again, do your technology, folks. Do your technology. Don't forget the technology. Oh, the vehicle commission shop. Okay, this is where other players are trying to get rid of vehicles that they no longer need, or if they're trying to help others. Okay, you can filter it up here. Status, if there's a reservation for you, or if there's a reservation for your company. Otherwise, it's going to display all of them. But if you do no reservations, that means it'll show you everything that you can actually get. But you have to meet part of the technology. All of these vehicles are available to me, even though they're higher tier than I'm allowed because of my technology. You're allowed to go 1 point higher on each stack, because this one is a higher level tech than what I have. I don't have the technology to purchase this. They're more than 1 point higher than me because we have 0 on everything, right? So we're not able to get this one, but we are able to get these, and it'll show you the cargo and the number. And he's recently added. Oh, I thought I could have swore you could change a number. No, I guess you can't. I could have swore he added this spot where you could actually purchase less. So if you didn't want 10, you could purchase less, but I don't see that. But all right. And then, of course, you have the vehicle dealer, which is you straight up buying based on your technology level. Um, here, here's the semi trailers, so the big rigs, and the trailer for the big rig. You have to have both of these, and your technology's nowhere near if you're running these. There's where you buy your ships, or you can buy them from the ports or the ships. Either of those. Um, okay, freight exchange. When you're not in the business, okay, like we are currently, we're not in a business. Um, I don't know if y'all noticed this whole stupid bar at the bottom. This is Windows 11. I freaking hate it. Hate this. But my PC died on me, so I had to go buy a new one. So gotta love that. It's just tell everybody everything right there. I hate it. All right, but what you do here is you can select your starting garage. Okay, say we want Baltimore because that's where our empty vehicles are right now, and it's going to give you routes you can do. Okay, now the idea is you want high rate like this one, but look at how many miles that is, 247 miles away. But look at that payment, $20,000. And these items here in the freight exchange do not require your production. So you're just transporting resource or transporting items that are already in somewhere. And you do have limitations on what you can do. So your user hat level determines whether or not you're able to do some of these missions. Okay. But it's a good way to still get XP for your drivers from driving, all these miles. But it also gives you the money, which is, I mean, that's $71. That's not really going to be worth it, but it is only 9 miles. So I mean, yeah, pick which one you want to do, and you do get points. You do get points. Where is it? Headquarters, and you go into achievements. You get points for transporting as well as producing, and you'll get the same. I don't think this is going to tell you what you get. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so you get 10,000. You produce 10,000, so which is one time, right? You get one vehicle upgrade point. Okay, this goes all the way to, what is that, 40 billion. That's ridiculous. But you get the same thing for transporting resources. Okay, so doing freight exchange. But there is another way to make more money. Be in a business. Okay, and you can do missions under the business, and they give you more money, and you're able to actually get more points by completing the missions. Okay, whereas freight exchange here is not giving you anything other than that money. So keep that in mind. Join a company, start a company when once you can. Okay, um, we're just going to keep going up. My orders would show you how many orders you've accepted and how many you're working on. And this is also, you have to go in here and collect it. It'll be like this right here, but it'll say collect, and you collect your money from completing the missions. Okay, and then we already know what garages is. It shows you everything about your garages, how many you have. Um, Training centers are going to be where you train your drivers. Leisure centers are so you can rest your drivers. Okay, for right now, as far as I know, um, when you build one of these, it's only for the city that you built it in. Okay, I can only build two because I only have two garages. Okay, but they increase in price the more you build. Same thing with, well, that's captains. We don't have any ships. But leisure centers, same thing. And if you read down here, it'll tell you what it does. Okay, and you want to set it to automatic. So we'll automatically send the drivers with the least amount of energy. You'll send or fatigue. It'll send the most fatigued drivers to your leisure center of that city. It will not send, like, if I built it here, Baltimore won't be able to go over here and go to it. Okay, so keep that in mind when you do this. There may be ways to work around sending drivers to the other cities, but this video is getting kind of long, so we'll go over that some other time. Uh, Vehicles is obviously going to show you all your vehicles. If they're red outline, they're not doing anything, which is not good. And also, if your daily schedule looks like that and has a 0, that means they have no task set. Whereas this one has that task. Oh, and I forgot to add return to base. Daily schedule. Start. There we go. Did we even have 20,000? No. No. So he's just going to sit there. But he's going to transport 20,000 because I went ahead and I did 20,000 vehicles instead of 10. But I have 20,000 more, which I could do these freight exchanges with. Okay, so that's handy. We already went over what seasonal tasks are. You can continue doing these if you want, but it's the end of the month for me, so this is pointless for me. Home. Home's just going to show you the overall. So if you were expanded and you had all these places out here, it would show you all that, and you can actually click on them, and it'll take you to what you clicked on. Okay. Checks. Okay. So it tells you a breakdown of how you got these checks because you started. Okay. You can buy checks, buy when you want, as much as you want. I mean, it doesn't bother me one bit. All right. But you use them in the shop, and you can use them as speed timers. Okay. This is where your level of premium account is going to be able to be seen. It'll be right here. It'll be the star. So if someone has a third of a star, that means they're level 1. If someone has 2/3, that means they're level 2. And if they have the solid star, that means they're level 3. Okay. And again, user level, and this is going to reduce every time you go up. So the game's going to get more difficult as you go. Freedom levels, and again, your vehicle limit bonus goes up, so you almost double your vehicles. Well, you do double this one. Your driver limit bonus, which is their skill, goes up. So this is 10, that's 20. So let's go to our drivers. So drivers. Okay, so 50 is where they start. This 50 experience, or 50, well, yeah, it's experience. So 10 would be 60. That means the highest they can go to is 60. Okay, at your current level, which is 2. So 50 to 60. So they can only go up by 10. So it doesn't matter if you send them to a training place, 10 is all that's going to be allowed. Okay, your technology limit, you can't go higher than this limit. So if I had like 5 technologies, you can't be this level. You have to be up here, the next level after this one. Level of experience to which the bonus applies to new players. This does not change right now. This does not change. This does not change. The fuel cost, if you notice, increases as you go up. So the game gets more difficult regardless of what you're doing. So if you think you're just going to sit here and do nothing and just, basically farm XP, you're doing nothing. You're going to eventually have to go to this, and it's going to hurt. The more XP you just try to farm and level, it's going to hurt. But the other part is this: if you exceed this, it does not carry over. So if you do not do this at 1,000, it could be 20 million over here to 1,000. The moment you hit this, that becomes zero. So don't sit on it. Get your upgrade, get your extra money from upgrading the freedom levels, and keep going. That also unlocks the deeper builds, like these down here. The deeper industries require 4, and some of them require 9 of the hat of the user. Okay, and some of them are even worse. So that requires both. But look around in these. You can do item blueprint, and you can even select the item blueprint you want to sell, and it'll tell you how to get there. Okay. But that's going to be it for us today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and give us a like, join the game, and leave a review for the game if you enjoy it, if you have fun or anything. But let us know. All right, appreciate it. Y'all take care. See ya.